are still standing outside, having gotten rid of 2 of the guards, which narrows it down to 6 guards in the one room. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 guards in the one room, because there were... Wait, hang on, sorry, thinking. What did I say before? There were 9 guards in the room originally, and the one that had gone off into the second room. And you ditched 2 of them, plus the one that went up to see Kelbesque. So there are now 6 guards in the room just around the corner. And they seem to be wrapping up what they're doing.
Now that you are dressed as a guard, Tornel, perhaps you should go in and try to do something about these guys, the ones that are left over.
Okay.
Keep in mind that the other guy is letting General Kelbesque know that, like, we're here, and that he may be back at any time, perhaps with, well, if he hasn't been killed, I guess. Can we roll a check to see if he's been killed?
No, you can just use your imagination for right now.
I'm gonna hope that he's killed. But Tornel, perhaps you should go in and,
Tornel, I have an idea.
All right.
You are now standing in the room with everybody else, so if you want to duck out to talk to Tornel, you'll have to.
So I think you should run up to, like, Kelbesque and whoever else, and be like, Sir, the wise men attacked and they used their mind powers to make the rest of the men run off naked and screaming down the mountain.
y'all should do the same.
Also, just for your own background, Kelbesque, as you know, was one of the soldiers with Mado who was brainwashed by Emperor Dragon and got turned over to the evil side. And you know Kelbesque pretty well. He is a very good soldier. He's very sharp. He doesn't miss anything.
And he's already also probably gonna kill you, so...
And he would recognize you on sight if you were just wearing the armor and not actually polymorphed. But even if you were polymorphed, he's keen enough that he knows all of his men, so he would be immediately suspicious of seeing Kensu.
So, probably
He's not in that room, right? He's still up that corridor.
Yeah, he's up the stairs somewhere.
Okay. I would tell everyone in the hallway to go hide somewhere for a minute, and then I would walk in.
Do I roll a hide check?
Well, where are you hiding? Are you trying to conceal yourself against the wall? Are you walking back outside? Are you crossing over to the far end of the hallway? Like, what are you doing?
I think when Tornel is distracting the rest of them, perhaps I could jump into one of the carts.
Jump into one of the carts.
Yes, and I'll hide inside.
Okay, that'll require a pretty good hide check, a move silently check, and a jump check. Or you could just hunch behind one.
Which, I don't know, it's more exciting to run in and jump into one.
Okay, and we'll hope that all of the pickaxes have been cleared out.
So wait, move silently?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Okay, you might just have a shot at this.
Nice.
Then I have to roll a jump.
Yes.
I got okay, total of 28.
That's good enough to get in the cart.
Yeah, I forgot, I do have the rabbit boots, so I have quite a good jump. And another natural 20, not lying. For my height. Yes!
And it is your lucky day. There is nothing sharp poking out of the cart. So you successfully, silently, ninja-like, land yourself inside of the cart.
Yes, you guys always call me an old man, but look at this.
That's like Dukes of Hazzard.
All right, so you're successfully in the cart. Now what?
I'm just gonna wait until Tornel does his thing.
Okay, so Kensu's still standing in the entrance, and one of the guards looks at him and says, "What are you still doing here? Get back to your post, especially if the wise men are here. We'll take care of them if they come up, and, well, we'll take care of them when General Kelbesque comes."
All right, so so I walk in there and I tell them, guys, there's no wise men. Gunnar is drunk again. If you don't believe me, come look at him. He just
Roll a bluff.
He just slid down this cliff naked.
Roll a bluff check, please.
20.
Which
is more than I deserve for the 2.
Yeah. Most of the guys are buying it, but you see one or two in the back who are a little suspicious, and they step forward, and they look at the two of you, and they're thinking it over. And he points at Kensu, and he says, "Look, I don't recognize you. It's very strange for you to be up here. But I'll let it slide if there are wise men here. You," and he points at Tornel, says, "I don't recognize you, and I know everybody who's wearing that armor. And you don't look like the kind of material for somebody who would have just come in. I mean, those pointy ears of yours, those are really... Oh," and then it dawns on him. He says, "We have company!" And he starts shouting. Everybody else draws their weapons. Roll for initiative.
Oh.
16.
8.
Get it, dear.
14.
Who's left?
I got an 18.
Okay. So, give me just a second to write this all in. Those 2 guards who recognized immediately are already coming up in your face and are ready to fight. So, to give you an idea of the fighting area here, again, I said it's a 50 by 70 room that where Kensu and Tornel are standing in the entrance. They're not entirely blocking it off, but they're close to it. Zebu is in the bucket at the entrance, successfully concealed, and you will get a sneak attack if you can get a surprise round on everybody else and attack first.
Yes.
And then Asina is hiding outside just around the corner. And there are, again, 6 guards in the room. Give me just a second.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of guards to write down. Okay, so actually... Okay, awesome. So we have the first guard, who is armed with a sword that's also glowing a slight reddish green that runs up and attacks Tornel, which is a definite hit, and deals to you 15 damage as he swipes his long sword at you. Another one comes up and he says, "All right, you take the pointy-eared one, I'll take the fraud." And then he comes after Kensu. Hits Kensu with his sword and slices at you for 12 damage.
Okay.
It's now Kensu's turn.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna charge up my sword. I'm gonna back up. Back up. Yeah, I'm gonna take my move to move my move distance,
Mhm.
and then I'm gonna charge up my sword.
Okay, you do that. And then it's the next guard's turn, who... Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. Before all of this happens, Zebu, you get a chance to take your surprise round.
Hey, I'm going to use paralysis on...
Okay.
Is there, like, a direction that I could get more than one guy?
No, you can only hit one at a time.
Oh, okay. Is there anyone, like, specifically close to me?
There's one standing on the other side of your bucket who's, like, trying to make the way around the bucket to get to where Tornel is.
Right, then I'm going to hit him with the paralysis.
Okay, so you fire that off. He rolls a will save. He just barely succeeds on the will save and is not paralyzed.
Oh. Okay, so everything is the same.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I lied. He is not, because he's still shaken and worn out from Kelbesque giving everybody the shakedown. So he's just barely paralyzed.
Oh, okay.
All right, so he's effectively done for now. So let's see. The next one. Go. So Kensu just went, and another one runs up and swipes at, Tornel, but is too far away and sort of lunges at you with his sword, but trips over one of the rocks underfoot and doesn't quite make it to you. And Tornel, go ahead.
All right. I'll charge up my sword once. Actually, I'll just charge it up twice.
Okay, you do that. So you're at level 2. Another guard comes in, sees that his comrade has suddenly been paralyzed, and runs over and tries to roll a heal check on him to see if he can break him out of the paralyzed state. Unfortunately, he pokes him in the eye. Critical failure. Asina, go ahead.
I'm hanging out in the corner, charging up my sword.
Nice. Okay. Then the paralyzed guard can't move, and there's one more guard who's running in from the back of the room. He's actually got a crossbow and fires it at Zebu, who's standing up, and that hits.
Wait, can I...
But you have partial cover because you're partially inside the bucket, so we'll see how that fares. Now, he actually does hit you.
I have feet of snatch arrow.
Excellent. That's right, you do. So you can grab that arrow and throw it right back at him.
Okay, do I have to roll for that?
Yeah, roll to hit.
I got a 17.
And I'm forgetting the rules off the top of my head, but we'll treat it like your base attack bonus. Well, it's going to be your base attack bonus plus your dexterity bonus.
Then I got 17 plus.
17 is your base attack
Oh
bonus?
no. Oh, sorry. 6 plus.
Well, it went up with this last level, so it should be 7 plus your dexterity.
Wait, plus 4.
I'm looking at your character sheet
Sorry.
too. So plus 11 to whatever you just rolled.
Wait, which was a 17. Sorry. So 28.
Yeah, 28 hits. So you successfully throw his arrow back at him, and you do 9 damage to him. How about that?
Wow. What else are you guys doing? I mean, come on, look at me.
So he's not very happy about that. And you hear, roll a listen check, everybody, real quick.
Lots.
33.
My goodness.
I got mega ears.
Yeah, they're very pointy and large. All right, so you hear the mighty clomping of Jolly Boots of Doom coming from the north. It sounds like Kelbesque is on his way.
Jolly.
So it's back to the first guard, who is wailing on Tornel, but not wailing terribly well. Because Tornel, what is your armor class now?
It is...
With your shiny new armor.
It was 16, so I'm adding 8 more to that, so now that is
24.
24.
So Insanity, he does not hit you, and it just clangs off the armor, and he says, "Oh, I knew this new armor was good. I just never had a chance to test it out." And then the next one tries to attack Kensu, and succeeds in attacking Kensu. How much damage does he do? I'll tell you, he does 10 damage. And it's back to Kensu.
Okay, I will charge up to level 2.
Okay.
And I am going to attack with my 90-foot spread cone.
So you will be able to hit the guard that's in front of you, the guard that's attacking Tornel, and you're going to have one of your shots clang off of the cart that Zebu is in, and you're also going to hit the guard with the crossbow who's in the back.
Okay, that sounds
So you
good.
can roll all of those targets individually, or you can just roll once and apply it to everybody.
Ooh.
Sounds like you want to roll individually for everybody.
Yeah, I don't want to miss everyone.
So you've got 3 guards that you're aiming at.
Yeah, we'll do it individually. All right.
Well, that's the kind of thing you got to decide in advance.
Yeah,
But
cheater.
go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry, I'm just.
Re-rolling like crazy and pretending.
No, I just kind of like. Yeah, all right, I'm rolling.
Roll
I'm
out
rolling.
the ones.
All right, plus 12,
For real this time.
23, 25, and 18.
Okay, the 23 and the 25 hit, the 18 does not.
All right.
So you do not hit the crossbow guard, but you hit the one in front of you and the one in front of Tornel.
All right. 20 damage to one.
20 damage?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And hold on. D8,
That's a hit he's not very happy about.
12 damage to the other. And my D8 has run away from me.
So that's all done. The third... Let's see, the one guard, I believe I said... What did I say he was doing? Yeah, I think he was wailing on... well, he's close enough to either of you. He goes to hit Kensu because you are a target now. And you are getting hit for 9 damage by his pokey sword. And Tornel, go ahead.
I will... actually, my level 2 attack does a solid line. Can I hit more than one person?
You can hit more than one person as you... I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this sooner. As you recall from... Yeah, I'm pretty sure you discovered this in the battle against guards before, once you were fighting the guards and the rock monster at the same time, that the guards, at least with the armor you were fighting before, absorbed your fire shots.
Mm-hmm.
So I will actually, because you would have remembered that, well, hopefully you would have remembered that, as you wouldn't have taken like a week or two of break between sessions. I can retroactively let you go back to last turn, get in 2 solid regular melee hits on the guy in front of you, and then do this turn as you see fit.
Can I equip the sword that I picked up from them?
Yes, actually, you could.
Do I have any way of knowing
Oh.
what kind of a sword that is?
You do. It's a sword.
Cool.
It's a shiny, kind of glowy sword.
Why is it glowing?
Which I suppose I should tell you what the stats are. It does 2d8 damage. Let's see, what is his? Yeah, it does 2d8 plus 3 damage. It is magically enchanted. You don't know how long it's going to stay like that. So 2d8 plus 3 damage plus your strength bonus on top of that. Which,
Okay.
frighteningly, is better than your sword right now.
Yes, it is.
So we're going to make a fudgy mess of this, and you can go ahead and strike him. So we can just assume that you did all of this before you charged in, just because I'm feeling nice.
Okay.
Actually, no. You know what? No.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I'm not feeling nice. You didn't remember that they weren't susceptible to fire damage, so you charged up for no reason and don't have your sword attack. So there.
Oh.
We're back where we were at the beginning of this turn. I'm putting my foot down. All right, so you have a level 2 charge on your Sword of Fire right now. And you have another sword that definitely looks like it's currently better than the one that you're holding.
I will switch to that sword then.
Okay. So your sword kind of discharges at the floor and explodes a burst of fire at your feet. And that'll be your move action that will provoke an attack of opportunity from the guard who's standing in front of you, because he sees that you're distracted from trying to put away your sword, so you take out the other one, and he goes to hit you. And that does 16 damage. So now you have the other sword and can strike him back.
Okay. That's 2d8 plus 3 plus my 5 attack. 21.
21. All right. That lays some serious hurt on him. And the next guard goes. Just a second, please.
Man, how many guards are there?
There are 6 guards currently.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so the next guard goes, and he was the one who was trying to help his paralyzed friend, but he's sort of given up on that right now, and he actually runs out the north corridor to run and fetch General Kelbesque faster. Asina, go ahead.
Still charging.
Okay. So,
The next
All right.
time I run in, I should have a level 3, yeah?
yes, that is correct.
Okay.
And paralyzed guard can't do anything. The guy with the crossbow fires at Kensu because he didn't like that narrow miss, and hits for 14 damage. And he snickers to himself and he says, "Oh, what a good marksman I am." Zebu.
Oh, how is everybody on HP? Does anybody need some healing? I mean, it's been a pretty rough round.
I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Okay, then I decide that I'm going to charge up to level 1,
Okay.
and then I'm going to... Can I hit the guy in front of Tornel?
Yes.
Okay, then I got a 27 for my attack,
Okay.
and I do 5 damage if I hit.
Okay, yes you do. So that's good. He's hurting a little bit from that slash of wind. And you now see from the north side, you can see in the distance, General Kelbesque has marched in with both of the guards now alongside him.
Oh, snap.
And General Kelbesque is a man of impressive stature, covered from head to toe in bulky armor that looks like it's been through every war in your world's history. The coating of ceremonial green paint that had once covered the ivory-colored armor has been dented, scratched, and scraped away in several places, with only the occasional scorch mark or permanent bloodstain to defend the modesty of the pasty armor's more naked patches. He wears a helmet adorned with horns that curve upward into sharp points, lending him the appearance of a sinister metallic minotaur. His boots appear heavy enough to kick down a door and make the whole building and take the whole building with it. You know him, and you know how well he fights and how strong he is. And you're not looking forward to having him face you with all of these guards running around on top of it. And he'll be in one more round, and it's back to the first guard, who continues to wail, and just wails in shame because he misses Kensu. Just swings way too high, goes right over your head. But the guard that's in front of Tornel, who just got hit by the Sword of Wind, also swings and also wails because he can't hit you. So both of the guards are just sort of like flailing mad. And then Kensu, it's your turn.
Oof. Bail? That's unfortunate. Alright. Boop, boop, boop. Geez. How long does it take one to scarf down a fruit of power? Like, is it
It
watermelon?
is a standard action.
Okay, alright. So it's like an apple, not like a watermelon or something.
Right? It's like berries, over large berries.
I'm gonna scarf down the fruit of power.
I would recommend taking a 5-foot step back so that you don't provoke an attack of opportunity.
I will
from the guard.
move back and I will scarf down the fruit of power.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it.
And you still have a move action yet, but that would also.
I was
provoke
gonna
attack of
actually move my full move back
Something.
and
Oh, okay.
down.
Because now I'm starting to get into fuzzy rules that I actually usually don't deal with. It's a 5-foot step back to be far enough out of reach that you can do something without provoking an attack of opportunity. But then, if you're already out of range, you can still move. I'm fudging the rules a little bit in part because, actually, I don't need to explain myself. You're fine. You can move out of range.
All right.
Okay. So you do that, and it's back to where are we? The next guard. So you're starting to make your egress. The next guard turns around and tries to poke Zebu, who's in the cart, and will possibly succeed. He does swing high enough to not hit the cart, and deals 17 damage to Zebu.
Oh.
Slashes you pretty heftily against the arm. Tornel, go ahead.
Okay, I will hit the guy in front of me
Okay.
with the guard sword thing.
Okay.
I've got a 23 to hit
23 hits.
and 24 damage. Ooh, double 8s.
Nice. Okay. That's a pretty heavy hit. He does not look like he's going to be standing much longer. The next guard, who had run off to get Kelbesque, is now back. And so he runs in and he takes out his crossbow and fires it at Zebu. And that is actually a possible critical.
Oh.
Oh, wait a second. That is a critical. How about that?
Ouch.
But it's about the saddest critical I possibly could have gotten. And that's 12 damage to you.
Okay.
All right. And then Asina, go ahead.
Alright, so I'm going to rush into the midst of the guards so that I may hit as many people as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to unleash my level 3 water sword.
Okay.
So, rolling. 17.
17 will not hit.
Oh, that sucks.
It's a level 3 sword. It attacks everything on screen. What are they doing?
But people can still dodge out of the way. Although,
Well, that's a reflex save. That's not an ace.
no, that's built into armor class. That's their dexterity modifier. And as you're firing off your sword, you do see that one of the soldiers is clipped on the side by your gigantic swirl of blizzard that's coming out, and it looks like your blizzard got just absorbed into his armor.
Okay.
Yikes.
So we are back to the paralyzed guard, who is continuing to do nothing. Then the one marksman in the back salutes at General Kelbesque very quickly before turning his attention to Zebu, and as he soon realizes trying to fire a crossbow while you're saluting someone and turning around to face somebody else is a very bad idea, and shoots himself in the leg for painful amounts of damage.
Yikes.
Okay, Zebu, it is your turn. General Kelbesque is now within the room.
Hey, I'm gonna say to the rest of the guys, is it time for our powers to combine and use the Crystalis sword?
Let's call forth Captain Planet.
Yeah. Wind.
You all need to be close enough to hand your swords to one person,
Oh, really?
and it's a full round action to transform the swords.
it's also handy that Tornel has a spare sword.
It
Yeah.
is handy.
So do we want to do this, or do we want to like maybe wait another couple rounds?
I'm fine. I can toss my sword to you. I'm not using it.
Either
Okay,
way.
so you need to do that on your turn, Tornel.
Right.
Yikes. Okay. In that case, I'm going to tell everybody that that's the plan. Get your swords to me, and before then, I'm going to try once again shooting a level 1 Sword of Wind at the dude in front of Tornel. My attack roll was 16. Does that miss?
16 it's a miss.
Okay, never mind. I mean, I did that, but then I missed. So
Yeah, okay. All right, so Kelbesque enters the room and shouts at all of you, "How dare you enter this mine? How dare you disrupt this? You will pay for your insolence. As the Emperor tried, where he failed, I shall succeed, and my men shall enjoy the greatest victory." He takes his sword out of seemingly nowhere. You can't even find a sheath for it. It just sort of appears in his hands and swings it at Zebu.
thanks.
And this line, it's almost as if this cyclone, think like Storm Eagle in Mega Man X, this sort of cyclone of wind launches out from his sword, making the air explode into small fireballs as it flies through the air. And slams into you. Yes, okay, that actually hits. I was concerned for a second.
I'm hiding in the bucket.
You know what? Actually, there is a miss chance. That's right. Thank you. This die does not want to make you miss or make anybody miss. So he deals 21 damage to you as that line of explosiveness hits you.
Ouch. Wait, how much?
21.
21. Ow. Yikes.
And it's up to the guard that's alongside him, who, the young one, who respectfully says, "General, I think you got this one." And he starts to run away. And then Kelbesque, while his one hand is launching flames out of the sword, grabs the recruit by the neck and pulls him back over. And he says, "You're going to fight here, and you're going to become a man." And it's back to the first guard who's in front of Kensu, who hits Kensu and does a 11 damage. The one in front of Tornel actually makes a full retreat because he's bleeding pretty profusely at this point, and backs himself into the corner opposite where the one archer is who was snickering about how great he was. So he's now removed. Kensu, go ahead.
Alright, so are we doing the sword thing or not?
Yeah, I thought that was a plan. Like, unless you have a better idea.
I think it's a good plan.
I
Who do
mean,
we want to give the swords to?
I think we're giving them to me.
Alright. Well,
I mean-
use my sword.
Okay, so you will provoke an attack of opportunity for moving through the guard space to get to Zebu.
Yeah.
Like, can
All right. So, what?
I was gonna say, could he like attack the guard and then move and then give it to me, or
You know what? He could attack the guard as a standard action and then throw you the sword as a move action, or he could attack the guard as a standard action and move in front of you with his sword held out, so that on your turn you can pick up the sword from him.
I'll leave that up to you, Kensu. How you want to handle
Let's see. Can I
this? Throw the sword through the guard.
try to polymorph the guard into like a rabbit and then move past him?
You can transform him into any humanoid,
Humanoid.
Do you have enough?
and none of them right now would be, especially with the magic point consumption, which I don't think you can afford because it's double for a target. I don't know that
I ate a fruit of power.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So I don't know.
Can I transform him into an armless humanoid?
They would have to have all the same body parts that they came in with.
It's
really more like a really good costume in disguise than it is a full.
Could it just be like a little like T-Rex arms?
No. It just to make it simple, the application that you're looking for isn't one that you can really use in a combat situation here.
So the T-Rex arm thing would have been great.
Probably the best you could hope for is making him into a really huge guy or a really tiny guy that so that his armor wouldn't fit on him properly and he'd flail around awkwardly. But I feel like you could do better things with your magic points.
Yeah. So my options are to attack and then chuck the sword at someone.
Can you morph him into a child so that then his armor doesn't fit at all? Then you can take the armor and you too can have +9?
That's sort of what I was going for. That's something that you could do as well. He still might be able to grip the sword and slash at you, but you could probably pluck the armor from him if you cut off his arms or got him to sit still while you take it off of him.
Let's turn them all into babies.
So I turn him into a child and then murder him.
I love
That's
it.
pretty much the plan you're going for right now.
We should have thought of this long ago.
Alternately, not trying to give you too many suggestions or anything, but you do have flight magic, and I will allow you to attack while you're in the air, if that's of any use to you.
So, but it's, the passing off the sword to,
There's also pickaxes all along the wall if you needed to pick up a makeshift weapon.
Oh.
I'll risk the attack of opportunity to get the sword to Jetty, and then I'll go pick up a pickaxe.
Okay. So you have the guard try and swing at you. As you do that, he misses. So you successfully throw the sword. Roll a dexterity check, please, Zebu, to catch the sword.
Wait, dexterity check.
And also, Kensu, roll a sleight of hand also applies here, but Kensu, roll a dexterity check as well to throw the well.
I got a
15.
and
15's okay.
I got a 12.
You manage to grab the sword, but you grab it by the blade,
Ow.
and that deals 3 damage to you.
Okay.
Rogi,
But you now have the Sword of Thunder,
Okay.
and Kensu is unarmed.
Back you little beast. Sorry, my cat's playing with the dice.
That's okay. One of the guards fires his crossbow wildly, is surprised by the sword, and just shoots off into the ceiling, which is totally useless. Tornel, go ahead. The guard who was fighting in front of you has retreated. You now have an opening.
Alright then. I will give my sword to Zebu.
Is this another throw
Okay.
catch?
So you move ahead and hand it to him nicely.
Gently handle first.
Yes. So you now have Sword of Wind, Sword of Thunder, Sword of Fire. The other guard
How many?
now takes out... What?
How do I hold all these swords?
Extra
They are
hand.
now starting. They are now starting to float in the air because you're beginning to start the whole crystallization process.
Crystallization.
And another guard comes in and fires a crossbow bolt at Zebu.
Can I snatch?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna snatch.
Okay, which is nice because your swords are floating in the air at the moment, so you have a free hand.
Yes.
So yes, throw it back at him. Base attack bonus plus your dex.
16 total.
16, okay. Lands, like, straight in the side of his cheek, and he just is not happy about that.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't be, as it were. Asina, we haven't forgotten you. Please do something wonderful.
Give me your sword.
I'm giving my sword to the Crystalis guard.
Standing over a sword.
Okay, sword-handed. You now have all 4 swords. On your turn, you will be able to combine them. The paralyzed guard is still tremendously paralyzed. One guard actually break and sees whatever the heck you're doing with your swords. He's like, I don't want any part of this. Starts to bolt from the room. Zips by Kelbesque, who just casually holds out his sword and slices the retreater in 2. Says, you will not abandon your post. Zebu!
Okay, can I combine and attack? Or does the...
No, it is a full round action to combine the swords.
Okay, that's what I thought. So then I combine the swords. By air powers combined, I am Crystalis.
Blinding flash of light. Everybody's taken aback for a second. You now have this awesome hilted sword. Very large, very shiny, sparkles in your hand. You are now wielding the great sword.
Cool.
But not a great sword, because that's got different stats. And we have Kelbesque, who is not pleased by this turn of events. And he takes his sword and flings another fireball tornado at you. Oh. Which possibly is going to miss.
Yes.
The cart actually absorbs the brunt of the blow, and you are not damaged.
I'm so glad I jumped in the cart.
It's really working out well.
Yes.
My old man ninja skills are working for me.
All right, and then it's time for the last guard to come in, and he says, "I'm gonna be a man!" And the little kid runs at you and tries to attack you, and plunges his sword directly into the cart and jams it there for a second.
Yikes.
And he's useless. It's back to the first guard, who was trying to attack Kensu. He's like, "You threw your sword away! That was a mistake!" And he comes and he swings at you, and manages to hit, dealing... Oh, I don't want to be rolling that die. Dealing 15 damage to you, Kensu. And the second one, who has retreated, pulls out a medical herb, but realizes that he doesn't actually have a medical herb, just an empty package labeled medical herb, and kind of frowns and switches weapons to his crossbow. Kensu, go ahead.
Okay, so I got one of the pickaxes.
Mm-hmm. So
who's the closest
let's see.
guy?
Yeah, there's a pickaxe right by you that you're able to pluck.
Yoink.
And the pickaxe stats, this is a pretty dinky pickaxe, so it's only going to do 1d4 damage.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
This seems to be a child's pickaxe that you have picked up.
Are they
1d4
having
damage plus
children
your strength.
miners down here or something?
What? Of course they're children. They're minors.
Oh.
So you have a tiny pickaxe, 1d4 damage plus your strength.
All right. Well.
And your attack bonus, of course, is going to be your base attack plus your strength. It's slightly different because it is not a magical pickaxe like your sword was.
Yes.
But you can go ahead and swing at him.
All right. Let me see. 25.
25, that's a hit. Roll for damage.
All right. Is it two? I guess I'm using it two-handed, or am I using it one-handed?
Two-handed.
Two-handed, so 6.5. Yay.
Little tiny dinky child's pickaxe, two hands.
Hey, it's an extra point of damage, so...
Well, actually, unless you have a shield, I'm trying to remember. Do you have a
Well,
shield?
actually, I do have a shield.
You have a shield, so you're wielding
seven.
it one-handed.
Just 7 damage.
What'd you say?
7 damage.
Nice!
Pretty good.
Oh, that's not the same guy that I thought you were hitting. Yeah, not so nice. He's okay. Then it's the one guy's turn to fire a crossbow bolt wildly across the room, lands and pings off the sword that got jammed in the cart that Zebu is sitting in, and the young recruit just looks at the guy who fired the arrow, or at the bolt, and just frowns at him. And Tornel, it's your turn.
I will move towards... How far away is the guy with the crossbow, actually?
Which guy with the crossbow? There's one who's...
The one who
There's
was there.
one who's in the back corner who's like 40 feet away. There's a guy who's closer around the other side who is all of 15 feet away.
I'll go up to that one, the one 15 feet away.
Okay.
Within striking distance.
Okay. Strike.
And I will let loose a blow from my stolen sword. 29 to hit.
That is a hit.
And damage of 21.
That is damage. Okay. Excuse me. He is not looking good. And there's another guard with a crossbow who's sort of floating around the middle somewhere, who fires at you, and he hits. And that will do 11 damage to you, Tornel. And then, Asina, it's your turn. Sorry, I can barely hear you.
Hiding behind the cart.
Oh, okay. Is she on the other side of the room now or something?
Yes.
Okay.
She had an extra cider, and now it's tie-tie.
Okay. All right, so that's that. Paralyzed guy is still paralyzed, just standing there in front of the cart. Zebu, go ahead with your mighty sword.
Okay, I decided to roll once to hit everybody. Because, it's a wide line. I'm imagining that I can hit multiple people.
Yeah, it'll hit 2 or 3 people standing next to each other, and just in a straight line across the room. So your best bet right now would be to try and line up the paralyzed guard and the young recruit who just jammed his sword into your cart, and one of the marksmen who's floating around the middle of the room.
Okay.
You can hit all 3 of them.
I'm cool with that.
Okay, so roll to hit.
I rolled a 26.
Oh, perfect. Yes, you hit all of them.
And I got, for damage, 26.
Excellent. So it really sort of looks like a shimmering crystal ball with little sparkle trail behind it, launches out from the sword and just careens through all of them. The one who was paralyzed actually gets knocked over on his back. He just like completely falls, topples like a statue. And you've got the one marksman who's floating around the room, who takes a very serious blow. He's not going to be able to withstand another blow, anything like that. And then the one recruit who was in there takes a pretty hefty blow, but he had been previously undamaged, so he's okay. And it's back. Oh, Zebu's done. And now Kelbesque gets angry.
Oh, good.
Kelbesque starts, not petulantly, but commandingly, starts stomping the floor with his boots, and little bits of the ground, little stones and rocks, start to fly up out of the ground and are carried. His boots are launching out little gusts of wind that are circling the floor and launching the rocks off towards all of you. So everybody roll a reflex save.
I got 18.
18? All right.
Vangie and I both got over 20.
I get 6.
Okay, so you take the full blast of that, Tornel. You take 11 damage, and everybody else saves, but none of you has evasion or anything like that. But you still just take sad amounts of damage from that. Oh no, I'm sorry. I lied. You took 15, Tornel.
Okay.
So everybody else takes, let's see, Zebu, you take 4 damage. Sorry, I'm missing one of the dice that I'm supposed to be using. Kensu takes 7 damage, and Asina gets hit for 6 damage. Did she say whatever?
No, I said I have partial coverage.
That's right, she's behind the cart.
True, that doesn't apply in this case because you're not being specifically targeted with an attack. It's just a reflex save.
Okay.
And there's stones swirling up from everywhere. But because I'm feeling nice and because your massive water sword attack didn't actually do anything, I will grant you the possibility of cover, which, the way I've rolled it, actually succeeded. So you take no damage because the rocks did fly into the side of your cover.
Thanks.
And let's see, it's back to that one guard who is trying to pry his sword. He now takes his sword back. It is now pried out, and he tries to attack Zebu with it, and fails miserably. I'm never going to be a man, he says. Back to the first guard, who's trying to pound Kensu with his minuscule pickaxe. And that deals 11 damage to Kensu. And the next guard fires a crossbow bolt at Tornel. That hits and deals 10 damage to Tornel. Crossbow bolt sticking out of your knee. And it's Kensu's turn.
Okay, just use my little pickaxe, children-sized pickaxe to attack. Oh, wait, I have 2 attacks. Alright, so whoever's nearest to me, I'll just pretend I'm mining them for a rich seam of children's coal. First one's a 16, second one's a 15.
Neither of those hits.
Well, 2 on that.
Another guard fires a crossbow bolt, misses terribly. Tornel, it's your turn.
I will attack the crossbow fellow in front of me that I've been attacking.
Okay.
30 to hit.
30 hits.
And damage 19.
Yes. You may describe his death.
He commits seppuku for the Empire.
Just in the face of potentially being struck down by an enemy.
No, literally in his face. He sticks his own sword in his face.
Oh, that's not so good.
That's just how they do it there.
Yes. And because you were not hitting him with your elemental sword, he does not suddenly burst apart and have his molecules scatter. He actually just dies.
Oh, yikes.
So you now have a dead body with a sword and armor that you can take on the ground.
Huzzah.
And it's the other guard who's got a crossbow in the middle there. And he says, General Kelbesque, permission to retreat. We're outnumbered. And then he looks around and he says, well, we're not outnumbered, but we're not doing very well. And Kelbesque eyes up the situation, And he says, there's no use all of you getting killed here. I'll take care of them. So that guard begins to make a full retreat up and out the mountain. So he's out of combat. Asina.
Now, does Zebu still have all our swords?
He does. They are now combined into Crystalis.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm really kind of unarmed right now, yeah?
Yes.
Yell to
Any
Tornel.
weapons? Huh?
Yell to Tornel to give you that sword. Or you can maybe walk over to him and take it.
You can actually make it to the dead guy and pick up his sword this round.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, there's not actually anybody close enough to attack, but you now have a sword and you're armed. So, the paralyzed guy is still laying on the floor all goofy-like, and Zebu, it's your turn.
Hey, who can I hit now? Like...
Anybody in the room. You've got the one guard who's standing in front of the pickaxe-wielding Kensu. You've got a guard who is in the middle of the room firing crossbow bolts. You have a guard... I didn't mean to kill that one. So you've got a guard with a crossbow, you've got a guard with a sword standing in front of Kensu, and you've got the paralyzed guard who's totally useless on the floor. You've got General Kelbesque, and you've got the recruit who's been fairly useless right in front of you in the bottom of your card.
Hey, if I aim at Kelbesque, can I hit anyone else?
You can actually graze the top of the recruit's head if you aim low enough, so you'll be able to hit the both of them.
And the crossbow one is about to die, right? Or is that the one who ran away?
With the kind of damage that you're doing, any of these guys could probably be about to die.
Oh.
But the crossbow guy, yes, he's closest to death.
Hey, I'm trying to think what would be best. I think I'm gonna go ahead and aim for the crossbow guy.
Okay.
I rolled a 29 for attack.
That's a hit.
And a 32 for damage.
You may describe his death.
He explodes into little glittery bits and sparkles.
Okay. Kerflam. He's gone.
Yes.
All of the remaining troops are really looking extra shaken now. Kelbesque says, "Get out of here, I'll handle them." And he begins stomping again, reflex saves all around. Zeppo, Harpo. You don't need to roll one because your cover has successfully protected you.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, natural 20.
Cool. And I will allow you to not take any damage from that because you're so good at dodging.
13.
Not very good. Asina.
19.
19. Okay, you only take half damage. So you take 3 damage, Asina. And Kensu, you take the full brunt of it. 13 damage from rocks flying up out of the floor and slamming into you.
Okay.
And we've got the other young recruit guard who shamefully runs off past General Kelbesque and says, "I'll never be a man!" And he's out of the battle now. And it's back to the first guard, who also makes a full retreat, gets about to where Kelbesque is, and he's out of combat with Kensu. Kensu, it's your turn.
Can I pick up a sword from anybody?
No, the one sword Asina has, so you have a pickaxe still.
All right.
But you can pick up a bigger pickaxe.
Let me call that. Is there... who's the closest person to me at this point?
The paralyzed guard.
I'm not worried about him. Who's the closest guy near me that's a threat?
You've got the one retreating guard and Kelbesque who are standing about next to each other at the far end of the room.
Thumbs up, let's do this. Let's hit Kelbesque.
All right.
I'm gonna charge Kelbesque. Thumbs up, let's do this. Leroy Kensu! 27.
27 is a hit.
Does charging give you a bonus on damage, or is that just a hit?
+2 to attack, but -2 to AC until your next turn.
No damage.
That was a 4 anyway. Alright, 7 damage.
7 damage! All right. He has been pickaxed, and first blood has been shed. Although, realistically, for as big and bulky as it is, it just comes off as a tink. Tornel!
Why can't you let me have this, Nathaniel?
I will move towards Commandant Lassard. And, yeah, I'll just hit him with this sword I have.
Okay. Now, be careful as you are arranging yourselves around Kelbesque, because Zebu still needs to be able to hit him without trying to aim around you. So I would recommend flanking him on the west-east side.
Yes, that's precisely what I will do.
Okay, so we'll say Kensu's on the west side, and Tornel's on the east side, and now you're flanking, you get a +2 bonus to your attack.
Psych!
And it is 30 to hit.
Okay.
And 19 damage.
19, very nice. It'd be nicer if I could add or subtract or whatever it is that I'm doing with numbers. You said 19 damage?
Yes.
Good. Okay, good. Asina, knock him dead.
What's the stats on the sword I'm holding?
Stats on the sword you're holding. It is 2d8 plus 3 damage as your base.
Jesus!
And what's the, is there a 2-hit bonus?
No.
No. So it's just my base attack bonus, which is
Plus your strength.
plus my strength.
Actually, you know what? I lied. This would count as a masterwork longsword, so Tornel, add an extra +1 to your attack for this. And well, it'd be like a magic longsword. But anyhow, it's a fancy special DM refuses to disclose where his numbers are coming from longsword. And it's 2d8 plus 3 damage, and then +1 to attack, plus any other numbers that you might add into it.
Base attack plus your strength +1.
So it's 9.
Oh, what's it do?
So 10.
Yeah. We roll.
Okay. Ooh. I don't suppose there's a possible crit range on that.
19 to 20.
Damn it.
2.
18. Natural 18 plus, so 28.
Darn. Okay. So 28 damage, you say?
No, 28 to hit.
Oh, 28 to hit. Yes, that does hit.
Okay. So, damn it. 5 damage.
Well, it's something. He laughs at you and he says, "You've always been pathetic, all of you." Zebu, it's your go.
Yes.
The
Pathetic,
paralyzed
eh?
man on the ground seems to have finally woken up, because now he's starting to turn his head and look around.
Aye. If I use Crystalis, can I hit Kelbesque and the guard that's running away?
No, he's too close to the ground.
Oh,
The one that's the one that's running away, not the one that's on the ground.
Yeah.
The one that's running away is already.
Well, I have 150-foot range with Crystalis.
Yeah, you can still hit him. You can hit the both of them.
Okay, then I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
I rolled 26 for attack.
26 does not hit Kelbesque, but it does hit the guard behind him.
Okay, and I do 27 damage.
Okay, nice. The other one, you can describe his death too as he explodes.
Okay, he explodes into a rainbow that drops sparkles over Kelbesque.
Wonderful. He just foofs them away. All right, Kelbesque gets to go. And so he turns to Tornel. He says, "That weapon was never meant for you." And rolls the die off the table. That's amazing. All right. So he strikes you just with a regular slash of his sword. And deals... Where are we at? 14 damage to you. And takes a 5-foot step backwards into the hallway to the north. Go ahead, Kensu.
Bashy. Can I take a 5-foot step to follow him and still get my full attack?
Yes, you may.
Alright, I got a 20 and a 15.
Okay, you have, to hit?
Yes.
I'm sorry, neither of those hits. And that's with your +2 bonus?
Well, I didn't charge.
For flanking?
Oh, my flanking? No, then it's a 22 and a 17.
Still doesn't hit. He's got very good armor.
Fine, it was a 30 and a 25.
Tornel! You don't lie to me.
You think?
I will change my my attack to the guy that was until previously paralyzed.
Okay. Go
How
ahead.
far is he
He's-
within range?
You would need to... Well, Kelbesque moved 5 feet away, so you're no longer... He's not going to... but yeah, you can go ahead and move to him. You'll be able to get to him and smack him.
Okay. So I will go to him. It is 19 to hit.
That hits.
And 16.
16 damage. He's not going to be able to survive another one of those.
Yay.
All right. He just looks up and says, "What did I do to you?" Asina.
I try to hit him with my giant sword again.
Okay.
Oh, crap, sorry.
Actually, I'm sorry. Are you hitting the paralyzed guy or you're hitting Kelbesque?
Kelbesque
Okay.
for 23.
I'm just trying to reorient myself to see where you are. I guess you're coming in at a diagonal, so you're not benefiting from the flanking bonus. But you're next to Tornel.
Am I charging? Can I charge?
Actually, I'm sorry. Hang on a second. I've lost track of where you are on the battlefield.
Can I get in on the flank bonus?
Tell you what, I'll let you charge in, push Tornel out of the way. Because he just went back and hit the other guy. Yeah, you have an opening. You can get in on the other side of Kelbesque and flank.
25, 6.
26 is your total?
If I'm charging and flanking, then yeah.
Not quite. You still just barely glance off his armor.
Son of a bitch, Nathaniel.
Zebu.
Wait, a flanking bonus is +1 or +2?
+2.
Oh, shit, 27.
You hit. Roll some damage.
Yay! 18 damage. Booyah.
18. All right.
Fuck you, Kelbesque.
He sort of turns his head and cocks it to the side. And Zebu, go ahead. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The guy on the ground tries to swing his sword at you without getting up, Tornel, and actually manages to swipe at your ankles for an impressive 15 damage. Your ankles are tender. And
His Achilles heel.
yeah, now Zebu can go.
Hey, I try to attack Kelbesque. I rolled a 26 for attack. Is that gonna...
Okay. That's not quite going to do it.
Oy.
He means 27.
So, Kensu, go ahead.
I rolled a really good damage on that one, too.
No. Kensu, go ahead.
Alright. Attack. 2, and that's a 2. 20!
20 still doesn't hit.
Well, nah, never mind. If I tried to cheat, Vangie would rat me out.
Okay, I will continue hitting the ex-cripple
I know, sweetie.
with 20 to hit,
Okay.
and damage is 16 again.
And you may describe his death.
He inexplicably turns into a pile of sausage.
You may realistically describe his death.
And then he falls over and
Again.
dies
On the ground.
on the ground.
He
I'll
falls,
probably
The sausage.
he falls up onto his feet and dies.
Just all sausagey.
Yeah, we triggered the wrong death animation where he suddenly stands up and falls over.
A humanoid sausage. Humanoid sausage is what I polymorph him.
Maybe when it's your turn. Asina.
And there's still a sword and armor available because that was not my real sword.
Correct.
What about Asina now?
Asina gets to go.
Is there anyone left?
I'm sorry, it's Asina's turn to attack. All of the guards are dead, so it's just Kelbesque.
Yes, Kelbesque? Okay.
If we can hit him.
Alright. I'm rolling for him. Is she right up close to him?
Yes, she's flanking on the other side of you.
Alright, she's flanking. That's like an 18. Finally! So nat 20.
Possible critical.
Possible critical. 18 plus 5, 2, 28.
28 is a critical.
Yes. All right. You said it was like D8. D8 plus.
It's 2d8 plus 3 times 2. Plus whatever her strength bonus is, times 2. So 4d8 plus 6, plus her strength bonus times 2.
19, 21, 29 damage.
Excellent. He recoils a bit after that hit, and that's enough of a blow for him to start to reassess the situation. Zebu, go ahead.
Hey, once again...
Oh, come on! He's not dead yet!
He's a very strong boss. Zebu, go ahead.
Hey, I'm going to try Crystalis again. This time I rolled a 28.
That is a hit.
Okay, I do 33 damage.
Okay. He staggers backwards. He still looks pretty hardy and could probably go for another couple of rounds. But now he's looking around at all of you and he says, "It would be unwise to fight all of you alone. I will meet you again with the rest of my comrades." And he swirls backwards in this sort of squiggling pattern, like just retreating backwards as if guided by the wind.
Whoa.
And pulls away from battle and disappears out the door, out the stairway on the top.
Is it his turn?
It is his turn. He goes after Zebu.
I go, no, my EXP.
You still get some for
that
fighting.
happens on his turn. He's not just like breaking combat and say, I'm going to
No,
run
that
away.
actually happened on his turn. It's Kensu,
All
Tornel,
right.
Asina, Zebu, Kelbesque.
Duh.
So he has retreated. And meanwhile, just at the south entrance to the room, you see one of the guards walking in with a broken pickaxe, and he says, he's like looking at the ground at this, or looking down at his hands at this poor broken pickaxe, and he says, "Guys, I'm sorry, I broke one of the pickaxes as I was trying to get," and then he looks up and sees all of you and sees all of the chaos and death and destruction, and just drops the pickaxe and runs away. Hooray! You have won this crazy boss challenge, and you all get experience and gold. And there's also two dead guards now with their soldier suits.
Taking him.
So who's taking them?
I got one, so whoever needs it.
I will.
You guys can have it. Should I give everyone back their sword?
Yes, please.
You uncombine Crystalis and give it back. Give the individual swords back to everybody.
I don't know. I mean, in a way, though, the other swords were doing pretty good. Although I guess you said they were magically enchanted and that could run out.
Well, the trade-off is that you've got your magical swords that can attack long range.
True.
And can be charged up to more and more powerful levels, versus that one sword that is good now. But again, you don't know what the magical properties of it are. You don't know how long it's going to be like that. So
yeah. It
could be an awesome sword forever, or not. It's hard to tell.
But
it's worth hanging on to.
Can I use gather information on the DM?
No. You can roll a knowledge arcana, however.
Oh, okay. Actually, I think I will go do that. I actually just, that's one of the things that I spent my points on.
Good.
I got 27.
27.
Yeah, total.
You are fairly certain that this sword and also the armor has been made from some of the material mined actually in this mine. So whatever mining operation they were planning on starting, they were going to be making more weapons and armor like this.
Oh.
And this particular sword seems to be one that holds its enchantment very well, but may spontaneously fail, lose its magical enchantment altogether when the sword sees too much action, too much wear and tear, does a particularly big hit, that kind of thing, and might turn into just a regular sword and lose its magical zeal at any given point unexpectedly. So it's a fine sword, but its magical properties are unpredictable as to how long they're going to stay that way.
Okay. Well, I give everyone back their swords and they have the choice of what they want to use, I guess.
Okay, so just to confirm, who is getting the soldier suits, the two?
Me.
Okay, Asina has one, so that's a +9 armor bonus. And Kensu, you said you took the other one?
Either that or I'm making a suit from the skin of a dead guard.
You have a soldier suit! Hooray!
Yes, a soldier's suit made out of the skin of a dead soldier.
Okay, and who's taking the spare swords, the two spare swords?
Can I wield 3 swords?
I mean, I'll hold on to the one I got.
Okay, so Asina has a sword. Kensu, you have a pickaxe. What do you need? Zebu, you take the sword.
Okay, I take the sword.
I have a shitty pickaxe. I have a children's pickaxe.
You can switch it for a regular-sized pickaxe, too, if you like.
Fine, regular-sized pickaxe it is.
So that's 1d6 instead.
Hooray!
So crazy amounts of experience for everybody.
Do I get extra EXP for my ninja-like skills?
All right, so this will be cause for multiple level ups.
Thanks.
I can't even believe I'm saying this. Everyone gains 2,792 experience points.
Wow.
How much?
2,792.
Jesus Christ, and we were at what? 1,200?
Well, that's what happens when you start fighting the bigger enemies. However, your experience to level up is going to change pretty quickly to something bigger that can tolerate that kind of number. And then also, Zebu, for your crazy sneaking, you get 30 experience points.
That was totally worth it in comparison to the 3,000 that I just made.
So, hooray! You have successfully destroyed the guards, and it looks like you've probably foiled whatever they were up to in terms of capturing prisoners, because they don't have a task force to go capture prisoners now. And Kelbesque has escaped. But the path is now clear to go into the next part of the mountain, which we will cover next time.
Woot.
So any last-minute questions or anything that you want to clear up before we go? Oh, loot! Gold! Well, in addition to all of the items that you picked up, you also find a crossbow, one of the crossbows that survived, which is also magically enchanted. That's 1d10 plus 5 damage. But again, same magical enchantment problems that the swords might have.
Who didn't get a sword?
Kensu? He's got a pickaxe. Kensu, do you want a crossbow? Hello!
Crossbow?
Why don't you hang on to it, Zebu?
Okay, I'll take it.
And a total of 700 gold is found. So add that to the pile, and then you should divvy it up when you get into the next town.
Can I also grab a regular-sized pickaxe?
Yes.
Sorry,
How many-
I had to run my laundry.
Duh.
It's okay,
I don't care.
I got your crossbow, it's cool.
Whatever.
Make sure you don't put the black pants in with the white socks, or else Vader will kill you.
So,
How many regular pickaxes can I carry?
are they stackable?
My general rule of D&D loot is that as long as it's not unreasonable for you to be carrying the single object, and as long as it doesn't seem unreasonable for you to be carrying a general number of said object at a time, I don't really care so much about weight limit and capacity. So I will allow you to abscond with 6 pickaxes.
Alrighty. I'm gonna sell the crap out of these.
Next time on the Game Cola D&D cast, the party finally gets off the mountain and the adventure can begin. Also, Nathaniel is not sick and can actually record his own commentary. Be there!